What's going on, Spider Baggers? Spider Kit Kat here, back with another video, and for today's topic, we will be taking a closer look at Silver Sable. So this figure belongs to the Kingpin Build-A-Figure wave, and it comes with this left arm of the said wave. Others that belong to the set are indicated at the box. We have the six-armed Spider-Man, Black Cat from the all-new, all-different design, Wild Child, no, I think it's Puma, and this is the black symbiote suit Spider-Man from the 800th issue of The Amazing Spider-Man. I don't know who this guy is. Red Goblin, and of course yours truly, Silver Sable. From what I know, and I'm pretty sure most collectors will agree, this is the very first Silver Sable figure treatment we have ever so received from Hasbro's Marvel Legends, so this is definitely the first of its kind. You'd think that because this is the very first Silver Sable figure ever, they'd price it more expensively than your typical $20 figure, but I surprisingly got this for only $11 to $13, and I'm not complaining. I guess it's all due to the fact that Sable's not a relatively well-known character as compared to her fellow femme fatales, Black Widow, Captain Marvel, and Scarlet Witch. But to us comic book readers, then obviously Silver Sable is an integral part of the Spider-Man lore, so she's a definite must-have. And just a quick trivia for you guys, Silver Sable got into a relationship with Peter after Black Cat's death on a What If series that saw Felicia married to Peter. Other than that, I don't know of any iteration of Silver Sable that's anywhere further than an occasional ally and sometimes enemy of Spider-Man. Before we start taking a closer look at the box, here we have the back of the box, which you've already seen for quite a number of minutes now. Here are the sides. Here's the bottom. And here's the top containing the Spidey logo. So now let's take a closer look at the accessories first, because obviously we've already taken this figure out of the box, so to speak. So this figure only comes with two sets of futuristic looking guns, which I think are only good enough for laser tags and not much else. It would have been better, of course, if they have given her the more realistic looking ones, but it doesn't matter really. Moving on to the main figure, starting off with the face, and I've already mentioned this on my setup that she looks very Russian, with slight masculine overtones, but still an overall feminine looking face. She's one of those faces that aren't strikingly beautiful as the Mary Jane figure is, but nonetheless she does grow on you. I think it also hits the spot to give her this look, because she's the hardened type of character, what with all the battles she's been through. So props whoever did the design of this face. Overall, I have very minimal complaints about this. Her hair is made of a flexible type of plastic, and it's not the hard and brittle type unlike the one we got from Black Cat. Plus, it also has this bluish silver shading on her hair, so I am more than glad enough with the direction they took with this. Although I will mention that her legs do fall on the slight bow-legged skinny side, which I don't really fancy. To me, it feels like the legs of a 12-year-old girl more than anything, but I do know of several women in the past who share pretty much the same physiology as this one. By the way, they're all beyond 25 years old, so FBI, please don't sue me. Anyway, we're here to talk about boobs and ass, or bobs and vagines if you will, on a grown woman, and that Silver Sable is. Speaking of the boobs, I do love how they just pop out. I mean, she seems to share the same upper body mold as MJ does, but the rack on Silver Sable feels more pronounced and thoroughly more feminine, probably because of how the paint helps in creating the illusion that it's bigger than it actually is. I also gotta give Hasbro props where it's due. The sculpting of the butt is highly detailed and pronounced, again, because the silver paint apps help in doing so. As you can see, they used two types of silver, and you gotta love just how the colors both complement each other. It's shiny and one of the better Marvel Legends out there. Just goes to show that if Hasbro wanted to, they can. So for the other topic at hand, her gloves are molded in and they don't rotate. Her wrists though compensate with a full 360 degrees and it has an up and down hinge. Left wrist is horizontal while right one is vertical. She has no bicep swivel but her elbow can, and it bends at exactly 90 degrees but not so much for the right elbow. As you can see, this is just a near 90 degrees while this one is a complete 90 degrees. She has a diaphragm joint, no waist swivel, although she does come with this utility belt, but it does nothing for her articulation, so I don't know why I even mentioned that. Her head is on a ball type hinge, same as Mary Jane's, so she can look down but not so much up. But just like Mary Jane, her diaphragm joint can compensate for the lack of the head's upward motion. She has a very stiff upper thigh cut just below the gun holsters. She can kick that far up and that far back, surprisingly. She can split at just below 90 degrees. And lastly, she has double jointed knees and ankle pivot. I will also mention that she has slightly big feet, so that's kind of a bummer, but it's nothing big. As for her scale, she stands at just about 6.1 inches tall. For a comparison's sake, here is Silver Sable next to Mary Jane Watson. Here she is next to Black Cat. And then finally, here we have Silver Sable next to Spider-Man. So having said all of that, I will give this figure here an average rating of 7.3. It's an okay figure. It comes with a few shortcomings, of course, but the good parts are enough to redeem the figure as worth buying, especially for only $11. Anyway, that is it for the review. If you haven't done so yet, be sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future videos. Again, this is Spider Kit Kat, formerly known as Spider Love. Thank you and God bless.